Sandy and her father are having to deal with Jennifer Calley, who in the future will be the mother of Diana and Denise Calley.
Jen, I have an idea. Could you serve the customer who just came in? Her name is Jennifer Calley, and I used to know her in high school. I'll give it a try. Here is your order, ma'am. Thank you. You must be new here. I didn't see you the last time I was here. I was hired just this week. I wonder how long you might last here. This is such a crappy place. If you don't like it, why come here? Because I like to keep lesser people like Sandy Green and her father in their place. It's their job to serve richer people like me. Sandy, that woman I just served is just as terrible as your mother. She thinks you are beneath her, just as your mother thought I and Mac were beneath her. I'm sorry, but I find both their attitudes disgusting. I understand. And my mother goes to church every Sunday too, but she doesn't love others like Jesus did. That's sad. Who is Jesus? You don't know who Jesus is? I guess you were never taught anything about religion. Next time we meet, I will bring you a Bible. You can learn about Jesus from that.
Several hours later, Jen and Mac have returned to the USS Sandy to report to Debbie and James.
My mother was a devoted Christian until she tried to read the Bible all the way through and found a story in it that sickened her. I'll show it to you.
Debbie gets a Bible and shows Jen and the others the story.
Okay, here is that story, Numbers chapter 31. The Lord said to Moses, "Take vengeance on the Midianites for the Israelites. After that, you will be gathered to your people." So Moses said to the people, "Arm some of your men to go to war against the Midianites so that they may carry out the Lord's vengeance on them. Send into battle 1,000 men from each of the tribes of Israel." So 12,000 men armed for battle, 1,000 from each tribe, were supplied from the clans of Israel. Moses sent them into battle, 1,000 from each tribe, along with Phinehas son of Eleazar, the priest, who took with him articles from the sanctuary and the trumpets for signaling. They fought against Midian, as the Lord commanded Moses, and killed every man. Among their victims were Evi, Rechem, Zur, Hur and Reba, the 5 kings of Midian. They also killed Balaam son of Beer with the sword. The Israelites captured the Midianite women and children and took all the Midianite herds, flocks and goods as plunder. They burned all the towns where the Midianites had settled, as well as all their camps. They took all the plunder and spoils, including the people and animals, and brought the captives, spoils and plunder to Moses and Eleazar the priest and the Israelite assembly at their camp on the plains of Moab, by the Jordan across from Jericho. Moses, Eleazar the priest and all the leaders of the community went to meet them outside the camp. Moses was angry with the officers of the army, the commanders of thousands and commanders of hundreds, who returned from the battle. "Have you allowed all the women to live?" he asked them. They were the ones who followed Balaam's advice and enticed the Israelites to be unfaithful to the Lord in the Peor incident, so that a plague struck the Lord's people. Now kill all the boys. And kill every woman who has slept with a man, but save for yourselves every girl who has never slept with a man.
Is that what is normally done when opposing tribes fight? Kill the enemies and take what they have? The ancient Israelis were supposed to be better than their neighbors, because they worshipped the one true God. But they were not. They certainly didn't have to kill all of the men, women and boys and keep the little girls as slaves. That's what war criminals do, not enlightened people.
And because Moses was considered a prophet of God, anything he commanded was acceptable to his followers. But as atheists we don't blindly follow anyone like that. We seek a higher standard based on absolute rules of right, wrong and truth that apply to all. Morals shouldn't be changed even if a God wants to change them, and they should still matter even if there is no God. And truth must be found in the universe we all live in. It cannot be found in a book made by men that has lessons that were said to be taught by a god or his prophets thousands of years ago. This is all so complicated and confusing. Why can't people just be good regardless of what they believe? That's a question we have been struggling with for thousands of years, Jen. I and James can only tell you what we believe. You have to decide what is best for yourself. No one else.